welcome to Lunch Bites. I'm Pastor Rich. I'm the lead pastor here at Lake Missionary Church, and I'm so glad you joined us today. I just want to take a couple minutes to encourage you in God's Word and just encourage you today. So this morning I had a Bible study with some other men, and we talked about being in alignment with God. What does that look like? What does that feel like? And just different things. And afterwards I got to thinking about, being in alignment is kind of like tires on a car. If you're out of alignment, it's going to cost you some things. So if your car's out of alignment, it's going to cost you more money in gas because you're going to get worse gas mileage. And it's going to cost you more money in maintenance because you're going to have to change your tires more often. It's also going to cost you some safety and security in that as those tires wear unevenly and they wear out faster, things like rain and snow and whatnot will cause problems. So you get to where you're going, but it's a lot harder to get there. And it's true for us in life also that, we're going to get to where we're going, but it's going to be harder if we're not in alignment with God. So the encouragement today is from Romans chapter 8, and I'm going to read several verses here. I'm going to start in verse 5 and go all the way through verse 11. And it's talking about two different people. And I want you to kind of resonate with which one of these two people you are. And be honest with yourself. Which one of these two people are you? So verse 5, it says, "Those who live according to sinful nature have their minds set on what that nature desires. But those who live in accordance with the Spirit have their minds set on what the Spirit desires. The mind of a sinful man is death, but the mind controlled by the Spirit is life and peace. The sinful mind is hostile to God. It does not submit to God's law, nor can it do so. Those controlled by the sin nature cannot please God. You, however, are controlled not by the sinful nature, but by the Spirit. If the Spirit of God lives in you, and if anyone does not have the Spirit of Christ, he does not belong to Christ. But if Christ is in you, your body is dead because of sin, yet your spirit is alive because of righteousness. And if the Spirit of him who raised Jesus from the dead is living in you, he who raised Christ from the dead will also give you life to your mortal bodies through his Spirit who lives in you." So just thinking about that for a second, there's two different people, and it's really true within us. We're either controlled by the Spirit or we're controlled by the sinful nature or the world or the things like that. In Romans 12, a week or so ago, we talked about how conformity doesn't take anything. You don't have to do anything to conform, but transformation means you give your life over to Christ. And it's kind of this idea that Paul is kind of introducing here in Romans 8. The idea that we are controlled by one of two sources. Either we're controlled by the Spirit or we're controlled by the sinful nature. If we're controlled by the Spirit, we're in alignment with God. We're following God. We're going in the right direction. Our gas mileage is better. We're not putting wear and tear on our tires. And when snow and rain come, we're able to get through it much better and much easier than those who are controlled by the sinful nature. The sinful nature has the out-of-a-line tires, and you're paying more in gas and you're having to hold on to your steering wheel a little bit tighter. So you've got these two battles going on in your life. And we know that these two battles are about who you give control to. So I ask you today, as you resonated, as you listened to these two different explanations of these two people, which one do you kind of resonate with? Which one is controlling you? And I also put the caveat in there that be honest with yourself, because you can't get in a line with God if you're not honest with yourself. We can drive our car down the road and say our car isn't out of alignment. I can't figure out why I'm paying more in gas. I can't figure out why we're paying more for tires because we have to put tires on all the time. But the reality is, unless we're honest and we say, well, our car is out of alignment, then we will never get the problem fixed. We go in and we get new tires. You get 4 new tires, and now tire place alignment. Well, we'll give you a free alignment, and most of them it's a free alignment check. They'll tell you that your car is out of line, and then you have to pay for an alignment. But that also saves on your tires and the wear and tear. So I ask you today, which one of those two are controlling your life? And if you're not being controlled by the Spirit, I challenge you today to get in alignment with God. Have a great day. Don't forget we have our adult VBS, our adult Bible study this evening at 6 o'clock. I will be placing that link on the Facebook page here this afternoon. So thank you, and we will talk to you again tomorrow.